Welcome to the Okemo Mountain Resort. While most typically associate the mountains of Vermont with snow, skis, and cozy bars, this particular fall weekend will host another form of sport, hillclimb racing. The final race of the Niha Hillclimb season is home to one of the better venues of 2024. Fully recovered from last year's tragic flash flood, the access road is finally ready for motorsport. Featuring many smoother, high-speed straights that with tight hairpins, competitors will have ample opportunity to test the limits of their machinery. Ray Team is back and better than ever. After the events of Mount Ascutney, Frank and company had a lot of work to do in a few short weeks. With a refreshed transmission, new exhaust, and some tuning adjustments, Frank hopes that the Audi S1 will be trouble-free this weekend. Enamored by the accessibility of Niha's street class, Georgie brought his very own E36 for his first taste of automotive competition. Sporting a stout M50, DTM-styled wide-body kit, massive sticky tires, and a plethora of other modifications, this vehicle should have no problem tackling the challenges of this weekend. Steve is back to take on an additional role. In order to help Frank learn the mountain and maximize his potential, Steve volunteers to be a side seat navigator for the weekend, calling out turns and potential hazards as the car makes its way up the mountain. The field this weekend is looking just as diverse as the last, from full-blown rally cars to street-driven track vehicles. Niha's SCCA rule set allows for almost any kind of participation, as long as the proper safety equipment is installed. These hill climbs are an affordable and accessible way to get into motorsport. And no matter what the skill level, the administrators here are nothing but welcoming. Even if you don't have a car, there are plenty of ways to get involved. Niha is always in need of course workers in order to ensure that the events stay safe. If you want to get involved in grassroots racing, this is an excellent place to start. The sun rising and the crisp mountain air starting to warm. It's time to get the day's events underway. That being said, the Audi was stubborn to wake up.
Call Frank, please.
Call him?
Call him, yeah, please.
Why, what's the matter?
I'm testing the dog suspension. The dog suspension.
No, yeah.
You gotta change it. Yeah, that's from ethanol. Ethanol does that to the oil. Especially if you start it, shut it off, ethanol goes in and makes a milkshake out of it.
Fuck.
Smell it too, it smells like ethanol.
Yeah, but you change oil.
After unloading the car from the trailer, the team forgot to let the engine fully come up to temperature. This is an easy mistake to make when using ethanol, especially when under the gun. Frank's concern of a deeper problem is a valid one, but with the first runs of the day about to start, all they can do is change the oil and see what happens.
Frank, smell it. It's ethanol. It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Liqui Moly time, baby. Woo!
Alright, so this is the oil what we run on Pikes Peak, the 1060 Liqui Moly. We're using this oil all the time, especially for BMWs, but that's best of the best stuff. Highly recommend to everybody.
With that, it's time to start getting ready. The team begins their routine, checking tire pressures, setting up their gear, and so on. Steve, last chance to back out.
I'm going. I'm ready now.
For Ray Team, this car symbolizes a lot more than just a way to go racing. Owning one of these cars was a childhood dream. It was an incredible feeling to help Laszlo get this car to the top of Pikes Peak. But sitting on the sidelines is very different than experiencing it for yourself. This car is not something that will just be a museum piece or a topic at Cars and Coffee. It's built to be driven. the first runs of the day out of the way, it's time to regroup, analyze video, and address any concerns before starting to push. How was it, bud?
Nice. Very
Yeah?
Nice.
You have fun?
Yes.
We lost a little power. I think the ECU was cutting off.
Huh.
Because we reached the limit on the RPM. So we're gonna see how it gonna goes on the next run.
You wanna check oil?
While the team took this downtime to look over their cars and address any teething issues, fellow Audi enthusiasts Colin and Will stopped by to see the S1 in action, while also bringing a little toy of their own. They own Quattro Motorsport, which is an enthusiast-owned dealership specializing in Audi imports. From this Quattro RR to Mint RS4s, these guys just get it. While this car is incredible, what if you're on a bit more of a budget? What if you don't want to risk crashing a piece of Audi history while Hillclimb racing? Well, you don't necessarily have to spend big money to get the 5-cylinder experience.
So my name is Vesko Alexov. This is a 87 Audi 4000, AN swapped. So it's a turbo motor, not the naturally aspirated that comes with the car. It started off as a crazy project. Me and my buddy bought it for $250. Didn't even have a title. One thing led to another. Here we are, you know, probably 8 or 10 years later, doing hill climbs. Got me hooked up about 5 years ago. A friend of mine called me up. He's like, yo, you need to do this with me, you know, come check it out. And I've been hooked ever since. Everybody's extremely friendly. You can bring a regular car, just have a, you know, helmet that's up to spec. They do have a breakout time, so if you run faster than the breakout time, you have to come back with a cage and certified car. But most anybody can come here and have fun, and for about $250 for the weekend, I mean, it's probably about as much as fun as you can possibly have. Everybody's really friendly. I've had issues with my car breaking down. You go around, you ask for wrenches, hoses, bolts, whatever. Everybody likes to help, you know. It's a really tight, really nice community, you know. And there's words cannot describe it, how thankful I am that I'm here and I get to do it, you know.
What's awesome about this car is its value proposition. While it may not be in showroom condition, it still looks cool, sounds incredible, and Vesko can explore the limits of grip with less worry. With this in mind, check out his run from this morning. rad, right? With the morning's runs done and lunch wrapping up, we noticed there was a pretty awesome collection of Audis in the paddock. Pretty soon, we found ourselves in the middle of a car show. Oh no.
Did it 2 honks?
We lost power
Cam
twice.
signals.
I saw that. I caught you
One
on
from the regular
you lost
spot, and then I
power
think
twice.
the other one he's taking from the distributor.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going in.
The way they made it, he's switching that plug to the both sensors. He can use either vice versa, either or. So, I mean, he's got plenty of spark.
I was chasing just like this, not starting, and all it was actually coils were junk. It was short. Something was short in a coil, and it was taking out Motronic CC. You're on Motronics, right?
No, he's Silence.
But he has replaced these coils.
We can
We can do it. We
Yeah,
can do it.
it's an easy.
Just throw a set of coils on.
I gotcha.
This way you rule out spark plugs and coils.
All right, full boot.
Oh!
Do it again.
Crap.
I mean, dude, this thing is sitting at like 2 bar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's.
I don't know what the hell the issue is, but if he really ran it out of fuel the run before, maybe he cooked the pump.
Is your fuel pressure low still?
Yes.
I'm not really like
it's
feeling.
like nothing. It's like nothing.
Hey, Frank, I didn't feel the pump working when you were cranking. Like.
Do you have a meter?
No, I just put my hand on it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like when you. Like I
Do you have a dedicated fuel pump relay?
You're asking like I built the thing.
Is this factory made?
I mean,
That's a nice car.
Guys, I think Georgie's back.
but go easy.
Let's try a little bit.
No need Franks for
It's the fuel. Yeah. It's.
full pressure. It's maybe
Yeah, but he's saying like.
Just to see it.
fuel to see if
We
it's
will run
spark
with
or
this.
fuel.
I'll do it.
Just to see
I'm
it.
not afraid.
Just a little bit. Not too much.
I understand.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a sprint.
Look, guys.
All right.
I just want to see if it's cranking it up, you know?
Yeah. You don't want to really.
If it was missing fuel, it would have revved up with that.
Don't forget, it goes through the turbo, through the
Yeah,
intercooler.
I mean it's a little delay.
Maybe take care of the filter.
Because that might be.
Georgie, you might be our only hope,
pedal
bud.
itself, not the-
All set?
You know what I mean?
Hey!
Got no booster.
While the S1 finally started to show signs of life, Frank was unconvinced that the issue was completely fixed. Unfortunately, though, daylight was running out, and further investigation would have to wait till morning.
Race and then the next time we got to turn 2, on our way to turn 3, and the whole thing dies down again. And we have a full tank of gas this time. It doesn't start right back up when we bring it here. And we started looking at everything, like our plugs, and we're looking at the fuel pressure. Is the fuel coming? Is the fuel clean? We're looking at all that stuff because we also noticed that like the throttle body wasn't working. So then we're just like, all right, hold on, we have an electrical issue. And we basically just kind of played with the fuse box and checking the, all the wires. And we don't even know what we found, but the car started up again and it ran for a while. No problem. We're not sure. We're not 100% sure.
Yeah, we just keep going on it and let's see day 2 how gonna it goes. If we wanna break down, let's break down before we go.
Yeah, exactly. Let's do it.
Because Mark is coming and maybe he can read the fault codes. And if it's something wrong, maybe we're gonna find out in the parking lot.
That's
right?
best case scenario. If there's a problem.
Despite all the issues, we were still just happy to be there. We woke up to another beautiful clear morning, and the New England scenery did not disappoint. all seemed to be going well. The S1 was working great, and even Georgie was starting to find pace. But when we came back to the pits, the news wasn't good. Vesco had gone off, but luckily was all right. It's never fun to see friends crash, and is a stark reminder of the risks we all take when getting behind the wheel. If anything, it validates the importance of safety gear. That being said, another Audi had appeared.
Hello, my name is Ed Torres. It's an 85 Euro Quattro. It's actually my wife's. We bought it on 2008 from California. It was painted. The wheels were painted and the chassis was painted. Just and everything else needed work. And the interior needed work. The engine needed work.
Yeah.
And I drove it from California actually, misfiring up to 4,000 RPM on misfire.
So did you drive it all the way back?
3,000 miles. We drove it across from California to Connecticut.
Awesome.
And I didn't have a radio, but you don't need a radio with a 5-cylinder. And the sound is so good. My brother and I just kept driving. Like we don't need to stop. The sound is so good. When I met my wife, she told me, you gotta get rid of that car. I had an old Saab 900 turbo. Anyway, it was a beat up car that I had. And she goes, well, go buy this one. And it was a Coupe GT. And she said, you know what? That's a good car to start with, because the Euro Quattro is temperamental. Doesn't want to start. Cars, it has a hot start problem. Blah blah blah. And then 10 years later, after working on my Coupe GT, she said, you know what? You're ready for the next car, which is this one. Now she knows that I know how to work on the car.
You're in the right.
You can own it, but if I would have owned it back when we started, it probably would have been. I would have got rid of it because because it won't start. You can't find parts. But you need to be able to be a mechanic in order to own one.
Definitely.
Otherwise, you'll be spending a lot of money getting ready to start.
So were you like an Audi fan before this?
I was a VW GTI fan actually. And my wife turned me into an Audi fan.
Natural progression.
She was a ski racer, and her first time she saw one of these is in Austria when she was out training. Mark Giudelli, who was one of the world champions in skiing, and he had one of these.
Nice.
Brand new in 1984, going up the ski mountain making rooster tails. So, she knew about the car right from the start.
Gotcha. Well, thanks for bringing it out, man. It looks absolutely incredible. Great car, and thanks for taking the time, obviously, to do this.
You're welcome. My wife likes to tell me this morning, you gotta go with it.
All right. Well. Georgie.
In third place, you had Samara with a 304.43.
Good job, Georgie. Congratulations.
Hell yeah, Georgie.
Good job.
In second place, you had
That's very nice. In the third place, you win.
239 something. I think him and Bill Hudson have to go back and forth on who has a nicer car.
No. Bill Hudson's got the sexiest car on the mountain.
Good job. Congratulations, guys.
Anybody who watched Groupie Rally would disagree.
All right, today we did a great job. I had many difficulties with the car, and be able to complete it. No crash, nobody died. We had some electrical failure, we had some total body problem, but the first two rounds we have little hesitation, and fourth round was very clean, so we're very happy with the final result. Georgie did fantastic job with his new race car. I really love the way how he came into the racing world. Absolutely fantastic takeoffs. And the big thing for us, Georgie improved almost 30 seconds for the last round compared to the first round. Steve did great job. He's awesome. He did absolutely fantastic on the navigation of the co-pilot position. His signals was get better, like race by race, And I think we can close the day on the great terms,
We found out by our third run that I think the biggest problem we had is when we hit the bumps too hard, we were losing power to the electrical power to the vehicle. So
it was just kind of like, hey, where are you supposed to be in this corner? Get over to the left. There's a bump coming up. It would slow down. Go fast in this corner, no problem. So just paying attention to the course, it was just very interesting. I had a good time, yeah.
And Georgie, what was it like, man? Being on track for like the first time and doing your first hill climb, man. That was pretty crazy in a brand new car.
No, not the brand new, but
No, he did great. He did very nice. First time he's in the driver's seat. First time he bought the car. You know, being the first time on Okemo, I think that's a huge success for him. Good job.
Good job, Georgie.
Things are good. Yeah. Teamwork.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for everybody, for all the sponsors. Thanks for all the people over here. The credit is theirs because without them and the workers, we couldn't do this racing. So we ready for the next year.
And with that marks the end of our hill climb season. We learned a ton this year, and we truly thank everyone that helped us along the way. From our sponsors to our friends and family, the amount of support that you all have given us this year has been incredible. 2024 has been one to remember, and we hope that this car inspires many more to get into racing, just like it did for us. If you want to get involved in racing, check out motorsportsreg.com or your regional SCCA branch to see what's going on by you. Don't hesitate to contact us or Niha if you have any questions. We would be more than happy to help. What's next for Ray Team? This moment, it's hard to say. But I know now that they have the bug for racing. And for something like that, there is no cure.
Thanks to Liqui Moly for sponsoring this video.